So the other day, I recorded a deliberately terrible dialogue clip. This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. And I challenged my Discord server to clean it up the best they possibly could. I told them that they could use any DAW or any plugins they wanted. What I didn't tell them is that they weren't going head to head with each other. No, they were going head to head with me. And to top it off, I have a secret weapon. A secret weapon that is so secret and so powerful that there's no way anybody other than myself, the 900,000 people who watched Pix Imperfect's video, and the 30,000 people who work at Adobe know about. But that's it. There is no way anyone else could possibly know what my secret weapon is. So, theatrics aside, we are going to be diving into Adobe's AI speech enhancement. But before we do, a very sincere thank you and apology to these 12 people. They're the ones who put in the actual work and the time and the human effort to actually try to tackle this clip, whereas I spent 30 seconds dragging a clip into a browser. So before we dive in and actually take a listen to what the Discord community was able to do, let's take a closer look at the actual audio file.
There is not enough time in the world to deal with the amount of bullshit going on here.
Well, Jack, you're definitely not wrong. There is a lot of bullshit here. So up top, we've got our wave file, and you can see the spires down here in our spectrogram view where it lines up with the dialogue. However, all of this burnt orange, purple, speckledness, that is all background noise. And there's an absolute ton of it. And if I were to have gotten something like this from a client, the first question I would ask is it possible to re-record this in a better environment? If it's not possible, then, we obviously have to come in and clean it up. And I tried to be a nice guy when it came to recording this audio file. I know it may not seem like it, but at the beginning, as well as the end here, I did try to leave a lot of room tone and background in the recording. And that's because there are a lot of plugins and processes that are able to take a sound map and then apply restoration to the rest of the file. And there was kind of a common theme among most of the submissions that we received, as a lot of them have used the Isotope RX plugins, which does exactly that. It gives you the ability to take a sound sample and then use that as a restoration point for the rest of the clip. Now, as you can see here, we did receive several submissions. Some people even submitted multiple takes, and I'm not going to make you guys sit through 5 minutes of the same dialogue line repeated over and over again. Hopefully, I'll come up with something better in post to kind of montage everybody's submissions. This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? So now that we've listened to all those clips, let's take a look at the actual Adobe Podcast AI powered speech and Adobe, you gotta get a shorter name. But we're gonna look at it. There will be a link to this in the description below. This is not sponsored by Adobe. I just thought that it would be a really cool tool for you guys to play around with and just kind of see how it works for you. I do say that with a grain of salt. It is a tool. I know that there are a lot of arguments on both sides of the fence for AI's involvement inside the creative and entertainment industries. And my personal opinion, which may differ from yours, I do think that these are great tools to adapt to and learn to utilize within a workflow. Because as you'll see in a moment, once we upload this clip, it's still not perfect. There's still going to be a need for some human interaction on it. But basically, all we're going to do is we're going to take our original and we're just going to drop it right into this little drag and drop area. And we're just going to let it do its thing. Now, depending on how long your audio file is, it's obviously going to take longer to enhance it. And because it is AI driven, it's got to use computing resources from somewhere. And because it's browser based, it's doing it on someone else's computer. So with things like ChatGTP, Midjourney, those other AI powered tools, it's also going to be dependent on the job queue on the machine that this is being sent to. And so sometimes, depending on when you're using it, if there's other people using it, it may take a little longer. But as of recording this video, this is a free tool. And like I said, there is a link in the description to it if this is something that you want to mess around with. All right, so now that it has enhanced our speech, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And I'm going to play this track again. And as it's playing, I'll switch between the non-enhanced and the enhanced version. This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? So as you can tell, it actually did a pretty decent job of cleaning it up. There's still a little bit of background noise, and as far as the dialogue itself goes, it sounds kind of muffled. It sounds like I had just gone to the dentist and I've got some cotton balls in my mouth or something. So there's still going to be that need for human interaction. So let's jump back over to Adobe Audition. We'll take a look at the enhanced file, and then we'll see what we can do to clean it up from there. Now, as you can see in our spectrogram view, there is still quite a bit of the room tone. Now, Adobe's claim is that it can take a bad recording and make it sound like it was recorded in a professional studio. Personally, I think this falls more in line with it took a bad recording and made it sound like I was just in slightly less of a bad environment. You know, there's still some background noise. The dialogue itself, there's still some muffledness to it. Kind of makes it sound like I've got cotton in my mouth or something. So let's see what we can do to kind of clean this up a little bit further. Now, as I mentioned, I did leave some of the room tone at the beginning and the end. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and learn that sound model. And now we can go ahead and apply that to the rest of the clip. This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up? So with using that sound model, it definitely got rid of a lot more of the background. And if we hit apply, you can definitely see that now in here. It does look like there's a hard cutoff around the 16 kilohertz range. Truth be told, that's not really going to matter too much. Anything over that, you're not going to notice a difference. And it doesn't seem like there's any clipping or actual distortion from it. And so I think we'll be okay in this case. Now, it did clean a lot of the background up, but, you know, my voice does still sound very muffled.
While the exhaust fan and the shower are running.
So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some EQ and just see if we can't get some of that back. So I've done some EQing now, and we'll take a listen. While it's playing though, I do want you to watch kind of the 300 to 3000 range.
This is a test recording into my iPhone inside my echoey bathroom while the exhaust fan and the shower are running. How well can you clean it up?
Now, as you can hear, it did kind of clean that dialogue up and brought some of the highs back into it. But if you look, like I said, right here between the 300 and the 3000 hertz range, there's a lot of just back and forth jagged peaks. And if you've worked with waveforms for a while, you can kind of identify this. This is a lot of comb filtering. Basically, it's still like it's cutting into the actual dialogue as it's removing a lot of those background frequencies. And so, truth be told, I really think that this is about as good as this is going to get with as bad of a recording as we started with. And all things considered, I think we've made quite a big difference in this audio file, but it's nowhere near perfect, even with the help of these AI tools. Now, I could probably come in here and tweak some of the settings that I had used on the background removal, as well as this EQ. You know, while my Discord community did spend quite a bit of time on this, you know, I want to make sure that I get this video out. And so if I spent the time, I could probably get it a little bit better, but not too much more than where it currently is. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap things up for this video. Hopefully you found this at least entertaining, and at most, hopefully you found it informative. Again, I do thank and apologize to my Discord community. You guys are such great sports, and I appreciate it. If you'd like to be a part of the Sound Effects Guy Discord server, you will find a link in the description below. And if you'd be so kind, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you never miss out on any future content. Until next time.